Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your first 3-month reading for 2023. This reading will give you a quick summary of the planetary energy you could expect from January to the end of March. This reading will help you maneuver through all the planetary energy that's coming up, and it's going to give you the best advantage to start your 2023 with a bang. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get into this reading. So the year starts off with the North Node and South Node still in your 6th and 12th house axis, focusing on work and your rest, your physical health and mental health, your reality and your misconceptions, being present for others and retreating from others. The energy has been calling you to get out of the isolation of your fantasy and charge forward to deal with what's in front of you and the work that you need to put in to sustain yourself. Things will not happen by you sitting back and opining about it. You need to roll up your sleeves to show up for yourself and others dear to you. So Mars has been retrograde since the end of October, and now it's going direct on January the 12th. So for you, it's happening in your 7th house of Gemini. Matters with regards to relationships become less stagnant and active during this time. It's a great time to reach out to others so you're able to pick their brain on things that you want to do. This energy will enable you to gain resources that pretty much wouldn't be available to you if you were to do it yourself. It's a time to come to the meeting of the minds and actively work on building beneficial relationships. Acting in accordance of we will be helpful to you as opposed to acting in accordance with I. Acting in accordance with we can solidify people in your life that can make changes happen for you, provide you with a collaborative energy that fosters community and unity. So after the first week of March, Saturn makes a major change from Aquarius to Pisces, and is entering your 4th house of home, how you feel safe, the relationships with your nurturing parent, typically the mother, real estate, legacies, and building foundations. During this period, you can find yourself acquiring property, downsizing your property, or selling your properties. And this energy will also give you the opportunity to either build a more stable relationship with the mother or nurturing parent. And when I say the nurturing parent, I'm referring to the parent that was your source of security, especially in your developing years, your earlier years. So yes, so building a relationship with your nurturing parents based on the maturity you've gained through your own experience in life, or it can have you spending less time with your nurturing parent based on different lessons and views, or simply having the need to work on building your own foundation, different from the foundation that was provided to you. By mid-March, tension will be felt when Mars in Gemini in your 7th house comes into a square aspect with Neptune in Pisces in your 4th house. You're going to find that you're coming upon conflicting energy, particularly when it comes to the actions you are taking in your relationships and your ideals and psychology you have inherited with regards to how foundations are built. There is this ethnocentric idealism of your standards on what a family should be, how foundations should be built, and how home should be one's safety. And any differences in your views may cause mental and verbal clashes with others. The foundation that you come from may not be wrong, but it also may not be right. It just is. It's just what you're accustomed to. It's just your dynamic, and the same for the other person that comes from a different foundation. In order to limit clashes and verbal sparring, you have to try to understand that differences do not make a person right or wrong. and try to collaborate where commonality can be found. The acceptance of your views and their views will make way for forward and positive moving actions in which you can collaborate on, which will in turn help to build a fruitful and resourceful partnership. This Mars square Neptune energy can also precipitate parties going their own way. So the relationships that you've created may decide to, go their own way based on not being able to find commonality, based on not finding the connection due to the environments they were raised in. Again, accepting the differences and moving on is easier than looking down on somebody's differences and continuing to have a battle of words. If other collaborations are involved, such as a lawyer in legal cases, partnerships in business cases, it's better to create a buffer that can mediate the situation as opposed to going back and forth with that individual without that protection of a buffer. Okay, so March initiates many changes and brings a lot of dynamic energy to the surface. So we have another major planet switching signs from Capricorn to Aquarius, and that is Pluto. So Pluto will be going back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius for some time before it finally has a longer stay in Aquarius. And that's happening in November of 2024. The action for you is happening in your third house. Your thoughts become powerful during this time, and you're sure of your thoughts, like you ride for your thoughts. Your ideations sway away from common thought processes. You're not afraid to voice them. The way that you're thinking around this time is going to be outside of the box, outside of the regular way of doing things. You have power in your voice that can trigger others, especially those that have a more traditional way of thinking. This transit can also change the dynamic of your relationships with your neighbors, with your siblings, and other close familial relationships, especially familial relationships in which you are a peer, meaning there's no hierarchy like the parent or the child dynamic. It's more like your siblings, your cousins. So the relationships in your family where you're a peer. So Pluto here may cause some division. There's a likelihood for increased jealousy towards you, or simply others envying and wanting your standing within the family or community you share. So you may not think like I have a great standing within my family, but they may perceive you to have a good standing. They may see the way other people talk to you and respect you, and they want that for themselves. Pluto here is going to ignite that. So it's going to be a battle for respect. It's going to be a battle for authority and power. But ultimately, the power lies with you and how you choose to use it. Now we have Mars leaving Gemini after a long stint and entering your 8th house of Cancer. So during this time, your action switches mode, becoming more protective of those you love, especially when it comes to their emotional security, secrets and truths that you've learned about them, you may have knowledge of, and you want to kind of keep it protected. Handling their financial portfolios, especially when it comes to their debt, their trust, their insurance. However, although you'll find yourself handling the affairs of others that directly affects you, you're going to have like caution or something in the back of your head saying, why should I do this? There's changes that are happening within your family that should be the family members that should be assisting with these affairs. There's changes happening there when it comes to how they are dealing with family and how they are dealing with you. Are they trusted enough to handle these affairs? And you're questioning yourself, do I really want to take on this responsibility? And you may find that there are power struggles with regards to who should be handling what. It may seem that everyone wants to be the boss, but no one wants to put in the work like you are. You may have a different approach and view when it comes to handling business surrounding making certain arrangements, but you have to deal with the nagging and or nefarious actions of others that seem to want to oppose you. Your guiding light during this situation will be your intuition, and you're going to have to use that energy to guide your actions. Your discovery of certain truths should be kept to yourself and communicate only what you must, as there will be a tendency for others to manipulate the truth for their advantage. Intuitive action will help you through this energy. Okay, so the reading so far seems a little bit glum, but it's not. True sense of self, change, and inner power is gained through trials and obstacles placed in your path. These are the gifts that will come to you after everything is said and done. And you're going to get a taste of that at the end of March when Mars in Cancer makes a beautiful water trine to Saturn in Pisces. This is a rich and auspicious energy, and it's pinging from your 8th house to your 4th house. The work and intuitive actions that you are taking in regards to the work you're putting in with regards to family, financial affairs, debt that you owe, truth that you discover, and facing repressed trauma stemming from the responsibilities that you have taken on for the family will form natural talents and gifts that will be a great benefit to you, and as a side effect, a great benefit to others. The gifts you discover about yourself during this transit can transform the way you handle things and create avenues of opportunity for you. It can also ignite a healing you didn't know you needed, establishing you as an authority and a victor when it comes to not only handling the affairs of others, but enabling you to create and establish a foundation for the family that you have created or will be creating. This is the energy that prosperous legacy is built on. And that brings us to the end of your reading. I will see you again in a few for your April to June reading. And until then, flow with the energy and take every blessing and opportunity the universe has in store for you. Peace and prosperity to you, and we'll talk soon.